Annie and Snowball and the Grandmother Night by Cynthia Rylant. Chapter 1. Someone Special. Annie loved her family. She loved her aunts and uncles and cousins, especially Henry. She loved her father and her bunny Snowball. Snowball was family to Annie. And someone she loved in a very special way. It was her grandmother. One night every month, Annie stayed at her grandmother's house. And a grandmother night was tonight. Annie wanted to pack all her stuffed animals, but Annie's dad said she could only take 2. Oh dear, who to take? Annie chose 2 little mice. She promised the other animals that they would get a grandmother night too. They all looked happy about that. Annie said to Snowball, "I'm glad you aren't stuffed. You always get to go." Chapter 2. Grandmother. On the drive to Grandmother's house, Annie read books to her dad. Her dad liked funny books the best, so Annie read joke books to him. They laughed and laughed. Snowball took a long nap. When they finally arrived, Grandmother was standing at her door. She scooped Annie and Snowball into her arms. She was smiling so brightly, she told Annie that her hair looked pretty and that she liked Annie's sparkly shoes. Grandmother told Snowball that Snowball was a very good bunny. She gave Annie's dad a kiss on the cheek, then she brought them into her house. Grandmother had the best house. It was soft and warm, just like her. It had soft chairs. It had pretty lamps. It had a bowl full of peppermints. It even had a budgie. The budgie's name was Marty. Annie loved Marty. She said hello to him and gave him a bit of Snowball's apple. Marty bounced and chirped. Like Grandmother, he loved company. Everyone felt so happy. Chapter 3. Just Girls. Annie's dad had a cup of tea and then he said goodbye. "You girls have fun," he said as he left. "We will," said Annie and Grandmother. Then they went right to the kitchen. Baking cookies was always at the top of their list. While the cookies baked, they played a game of tic-tac-toe. Annie called it tic-tac cookie dough. Later, they ate cookies and watched their favorite movie. It was about 3 lost pets who find their way home. If Snowball ever got lost, said Annie, Mudge would find her. Mudge was Cousin Henry's big dog that Annie loved. After the movie, Annie and Grandmother said goodnight to Marty. Grandmother put a nice cover over his cage. Marty liked to sleep in the dark. "Sweet dreams, Marty," said Annie. It was time for bed. Chapter 4. Time to go. Annie and Grandmother always did 3 things before bed. First they washed up, then they braided each other's hair, then they told each other a story. It was always a story from their lives. Tonight Annie told Grandmother the story of visiting the zoo with Cousin Henry's family. Grandmother told Annie the story of learning to ride a horse when she was small. They had loved story time. They learned a lot about each other, and the stories always gave them good dreams. Then the next morning, Annie's dad came to take her home. First, they all had blueberry pancakes. Then they all went for a walk. Then it was time to go home. Annie thanked her grandmother for such a nice time. Grandmother hugged her and told her she loved her. Then Annie said goodbye to Marty, and Grandmother said goodbye to Snowball. "I can't wait to come back again," said Annie. She got in the car and waved to Grandmother. "How was your night?" said Annie's dad. Annie smiled. "Just perfect," she said. The end.